Do you think that South Korea will eventually get to the point where it provides weapons to Ukraine as it is more closely aligning itself with the West, as we saw this past weekend in Hiroshima with the G7? And also, South Korea has this, major interest in terms of export of weapons, arms to the region since in the wake of Russia's war in Ukraine.
Well, I think it's significant that Korea came out very clearly in support of the position of those countries which condemn the invasion by Russia. They also joined in sanctions, which is rare in the area. It's only Korea, basically, and Japan, which came forward very clearly. Korea has sold weapons recently to Poland, but has so far refrained from directly dealing with the Ukraine. And I think this is a decision which Korea will have to take. In its geopolitical situation, we should not forget the number one trading partner for Korea is the neighbor is China. So there is the necessity to balance the economic and the political and the security relationship, but it is significant that Korea is engaging more and more with the West, if you wish, participation in the NATO summit, invited to join the G7 and summit activities with the European Union, but as well as with German Chancellor Scholz, who came just the day before.
South Korea is dealing with the Inflation Reduction Act with the United States, of course, but we've got the European version of IRA, some say. We're talking about, of course, Europe's carbon border adjustment, as well as the Critical Raw Materials Act. How much of a win do you think was there for South Korea's leadership here? It is unnerving a lot of Korean companies, especially when it comes to the battery sector, steel makers. How do you think the consultations would go after this summit?
Well, I think the European Union and Korea were not terribly pleased with this Inflation Reduction Act by the United States. I think the consultation have started. And it is in the interest, I think, of both to have a closer cooperation when it comes to batteries, when it comes to semiconductors, and in its relationship with China. I think it's all part of securing supply chains and production lines. And I think it's significant that the Europeans and the Koreans are discussing that issue. And also the rare materials and minerals which you have mentioned, they are essential for the new technologies you needed for batteries, for example. And I think there's an interest on the side of Korea as well as the European Union to avoid that we are moving from one dependency to another dependency. So I think there it is significant because we should not forget Korea is a technological leader when it comes to semiconductors, high-end semiconductors, for example. And also it has a very strong automotive industry.